This interfaith workshop at the Ecumenical Center in Geneva discussed the findings of their recently publicated report entitled Keeping the Faith, the Role of Faith Leaders in the Ebola Response, and particularly the role faith leaders have played in halting the spread of the virus.
I think this is such a good report. It's so timely. It does help all of us, not just people who are from faith-based organizations, but also people who may be agnostic to faith, to actually try to understand how you actually leverage on the important impact and important influence of faith in communities, and I think it's undeniable.
The panel noted an exceptional interfaith collaboration, especially on the local level, and that even though organizations may have different theological sets of beliefs, have a common ground, namely to promote and to protect life.
Everybody was, ready and supportive to come on board because it has to do with lives. And we have a mandate which is dealing with humanity. So we have to work together regardless of your denomination or whatever background you have with regards being whether you are a Muslim or a Christian. We work together as one to fight the common goal, which is Ebola in our nation, to eradicate it. So it was a cordial relationship.
But isn't there the risk that faith-based organizations are taking advantage of government aid, using it to promote a particular faith?
Certainly, in the case of the Catholic Church, it's very clearly understood that we do not proselytize with our aid. We help all people, no matter what their faith might be. And especially Pope Benedict XVI, in his first encyclical, Deus Caritas Est, made very, very clear that our charitable work should never be tied to proselytizing.
Everyone on the panel conveyed that the engagement of faith leaders in areas of conflict or crisis is vital and reaches beyond a clinical response.
The message here is not a message for West Africa, it's not a message for Ebola, it's actually a very universal message. And the lessons learnt from the Ebola response have an application and importance and a resonance for any humanitarian response. There's a methodology, if you like, there's a format. There's an early recognition that, if you involve faith leaders and communities from the very beginning through preparedness, for example, you're going to find the response so much more effective.
The panelists are hoping that their report will be used as a blueprint for future challenges. According to the chief of the World Humanitarian Summit Secretariat, Dr. Mahmood, she will present it at the UN's Global Consultations in anticipation of the First World Humanitarian Summit in Istanbul 2016.